Hey y'all, my name is Ashley and I am not on the screen. And the reason I'm not on the screen right now is because today I am doing my fall makeup rotation. So if you want to see what palettes, blushes, bronzers, or any of the makeup products I'm going to pull out and put in my vanity for the fall season, and also kind of see what I have in my collection, then keep on watching. So you're probably kind of wondering what you're looking at, and what you're looking at is where I keep all of, I wouldn't say all of my makeup, but majority of my makeup collection is kept in these 5 drawers. I have 5 sets of 5 drawers on this wall, and this is kind of where I rotate my makeup in and out, and that is what I'm going to be doing today. I want to go ahead and start off with the eye products. So these are lashes, these are single shadows, so skip that. Let's get into some palettes that I want to use for fall. In this drawer, I do have palettes from Nomad Cosmetics. Back here, there's a few from Lunar Beauty, and I also have my Tati Beauty palette in here. I'm currently not in the mood to play with any Lunar Beauty, so those are just gonna stay there. So this palette right here is Nomad Cosmetics Hudson Valley palette. This actually came out last fall, and as you can see, this is like the dream fall palette right here. I did a first impressions on this palette. I will link that video in the description below, but of course I cannot help it. This is a palette that I'm going to be putting in my desk to use. Now, another palette from Nomad Cosmetics that I really want to get into using for the fall season is Royal Europe. Now, I realized this palette did come out at the beginning of this year, but even when I got it, I was like, oh my goodness, this is a fall palette. This palette has some really beautiful jewel tones in it, and I believe this whole bottom row right here is duochromes and multichromes. And for fall, I like to play with the deep jewel tone shades, and that's what this palette has. So I'm excited to play with it for the fall and see what kind of fall looks I can come up with. All right, that's much better. So like I was saying, all of my Blend Bunny palettes are back here. I have a Danessa Myricks Lightwork palette back here, along with all of my Huda Beauty palettes, including all of these 9-pan palettes that, for some strange reason, I have the urge to collect when they come out. I want to go ahead and pull out this palette from Huda Beauty. Now, this is the Empowered Eyeshadow palette, or is it a palette? Yes, so it says it's an eyeshadow palette. I really need to remember to say the correct things. But this is a palette that came out during the holidays last year. But it has a lot of warm browns in here. And I just feel like this is a great neutral fall palette to have at my vanity. But now I'm actually pulling out this one from Huda Beauty. This is one of the 9-pans. It's the Nude Rich. I actually got this in an advent calendar. I want to put this at my vanity, so I'm going to actually make a maybe pile of palettes that I want at my desk. So this bottom drawer has a mixture of all of my Melt Cosmetics palettes, my Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes, my Patrick Ta palettes. I have a Charlotte Tilbury palette in here. I think there's like a Too Faced one. A lot of the palettes in this drawer are products you can get at Sephora, or brands that are carried at Sephora, I should say. Now, for fall, this palette has to be pulled out. This is from Melt Cosmetics. This is the Bad Side Zodiac Fire palette. Now, I can't remember if this collection was released around the holidays or the beginning of this year, but there's 4 different palettes in this collection, and they're all based on Zodiac signs. This one has got some really pretty oranges, yellows, chocolate browns. You can see it. It has like a fall vibe to it. So of course I'm going to be pulling this palette out to keep at my vanity. And I'm actually going to swatch this shade because the shade Arrogant is so beautiful. Now, of course, I'm going to need a neutral palette for the fall season. I'm like torn between both of my Patrick Ta palettes, but I feel like this one is going to be a little bit more suitable for fall looks. And this is the first Major Dimension palette. And it's just all nice, beautiful, warm nudes. I actually did a tutorial Tuesday using this palette recently. I will go ahead and link that in the description below, but I did do a latte look with this palette. This palette is perfect for a latte look. So I'm going to be putting this palette at my vanity. This drawer has all of my Glam Light palettes. I'm not in the mood, so I'm actually going to go ahead and move on from this drawer, but I didn't want to like skip over drawers that had my eyeshadow palettes in. But this palette right here has my affordable eyeshadow palettes, and that includes Colourpop. I have Wet n Wild. I guess like Ofra is not. This is, I actually mentioned this in yesterday's video. This is an Ofra palette that I've had for a year or so, and I've never used. And I'm excited because I'm going to actually try it out. I can't remember what it looks like. Let's look at it together. But I just reviewed and did a first impressions on the Falling in Love signature palette, which was a collaboration with Allie Dawson. No, I'm going to save this one to use in the winter. I don't know what it is, but these rosy tones, like this is a winter look for me. But after using that palette yesterday, I'm excited to use this one as well, but not quite yet. So I have this Colourpop palette right here. It's Plush Like Me. I got this in a Colourpop mystery box. Remember, it's kind of grungy. Oh, it is kind of grungy. I'm going to be adding this to my vanity for fall. Just because it has like those dark red berry tones that I'm like obsessed with right now. And I haven't used it yet. This might be a good time to use some of the stuff that I haven't used or haven't used in a while. Now I want to go ahead and pick out some of my like single shades, some of my water activated liners, stuff to add to eye looks that kind of make it a little bit extra, I guess. And that's what this drawer is. I have all of my Super Shock shadows in here. I have my Janessa Meyer's Chrome Flakes are in here. My Suvia Hydro liners. I have some Melt Cosmetics liners as well. And Suvia palettes, liquid eyeshadows, just a bit of it all. I have this Colourpop duo right here, the So Bussin' Super Shock Shadow Duo in the shades Secret Garden and Ladybird. Now, if I'm right, I believe this is like the ones you can get from Target, but both of these shades look like they'd be really pretty to use for fall looks. So I'm gonna put both of these in my vanity, but I'm gonna swatch them because they're kind of difficult to see on camera with that packaging. Oh, that is a really bad swatch. It's coming off nice on the finger though. There we go. So it would actually pair really nicely with this one from Melt Cosmetics. And then this is the shade Ladybird. And that would, I'm actually gonna put this shade back in the drawer and pick something else. So I actually have two from the Hocus Pocus collaboration. I honestly don't know if this is the Hocus Pocus, the first collaboration, the second, or the third, but this is the shade To Be Young and Beautiful Again. And that's one I'm definitely gonna be putting at my vanity. And then I'm also gonna add this orange to my vanity. This is another Hocus Pocus one. And this is in the shade Dost Thou Comprehend. I was like, goodness gracious, I think I might need glasses to see up close. I don't know what is going on with my eyes, but I wear contacts to see far away. And lately I cannot read small print. So I'm a little concerned. So I'm going to put this orange at my vanity as well. This is a Colourpop liner that's in this really beautiful green shade. I'm gonna be adding this to my vanity as well. I always forget to come to this drawer and add stuff to my drawers to create more vibrant looks, I guess would be the best way to put it. And so that's why I'm kind of making the effort to pick things out of this drawer to make sure stuff in this drawer get used. Because a lot of the times I forget that I have all of this. Now, I wonder if this still works. This is from Marc Jacobs. I understand that Marc Jacobs is actually coming back, but the lab is not going to be the same. So I'll be curious if it's going to be the same quality, if it's going to be a load of shit. But this is a Marc Jacobs liner. Those liners were absolutely amazing. Oh my god, it's all dried out. If you take anything from watching this video today, use the things you have, okay? Because hoarding it for years, it's going bad. This is dried up. This is a load of shit now. I probably only used it a couple times and I'm throwing it in the trash. The last product I'm gonna grab from this drawer is actually gonna be a eye paint. This is the matte fluid eye paints from About Face. These are absolutely phenomenal. If you're looking for great eye paints that aren't owned by a predator, this is a great brand to go with. I absolutely love the About Face paints. Like, look at that color. I actually just painted my laundry room this color. It is gorgeous. It is one of my favorite shades of green. I'm gonna pull this out because I love using this in my outer corner to smoke out looks. So far, this is what I'm going to be putting at my vanity. Just kind of wanted to remind myself, but remind y'all as well, because this is taking me a lot longer to film than I realized. But this drawer has my Glitterly Obsessed from Colourpop. I have some Fractal eye paints from About Face. You're probably like, man, that's not what they look like. No, this is the old packaging. They now look very similar to the matte fluid eye paints, but with a sparkly component. I'm gonna go ahead and add these two to my little container for my vanity. I have the shade Smolder. And let's see. I'm gonna show you what this one looks like. It's like a really pretty rose gold shimmer. It's a great topper shade. And then the second one is the shade Tin Pan Alley. So this one's gonna be more of a champagne shade. Oh gosh, a lot came off. But both of those are absolutely gorgeous. So these two are the Fractal eye paints from About Face. I feel like I can make a whole eye look or an eyeshadow palette with these colors. They're absolutely gorgeous together. I feel like with these glitters, if I want to add it, I'll come get it. Honestly, I haven't been using these as much since I went to a baseball game in April and got glitter in my eye and couldn't see the next 2 days. So I'm still pretty hesitant on playing with these. I know they're not eye safe. I understand that. I always take a lot of risks. And I guess maybe I'm at the age where I should stop taking so many risks with the products I put on my eyes. This drawer is even more of like loose pigments and loose glitters and all of that. I have some from KKW, which doesn't even exist anymore really. I have some Anastasia Beverly Hills. I believe the ones with the orange cap are actually perfect for Halloween. I have these ones, and then I have two from Give by Gwen Stefani. I absolutely love everything I've tried from that brand. It's like so slept on. But I'm gonna actually take the gold one. So this is the shade Glimmer. And I'm gonna swatch it for you, but this would be great for different fall looks. But I am going to add that to my vanity. All right, blush. Okay, so I have a few products still at my desk, so I'm gonna pick a few from here, and then, so later on when I put all of this away in my vanity, I will pick and choose the ones I wanna keep over there in my everyday makeup drawers is the best way I can explain it. It's my vanity. But I already cleared out all my eye products. I did that a few days ago. So I just never did it with any of my face products. So this is not all my blush. Some of it is still at my vanity. So off the top, I know for a fact I want to add this one to my vanity. It is a Colourpop Super Shock blush in the shade Cheerio. This is one of the ones that I have gotten from Target. I am running out of space. But for the fall, my go-to color for blush is always these wine shades. I absolutely love them. And I am obsessed with the formula of these Super Shock blushes because they're not quite matte. They're not glowy, but they're like satin, like a skin-like finish. And I love it. So this one is another Super Shock blush from this Sleeping... No, it's not Sleeping Beauty. What's her name? From the Snow White collaboration. So it's very similar to the Cheerio shade, but it has some glitter in it. This is in the shade Just Rosy. And I'm going to be adding that one to my vanity as well, because it's a little bit deeper. It has a little bit of a shimmer to it, but I really like it. Man, I absolutely love these blushes, but These are very like springtime summer colors for me, so I won't be pulling those out, but I will be pulling this one out, and this one's from Haus Labs. This is actually the only product I own from Haus Labs. I know everyone's like going absolutely crazy over the complexion products from Haus Labs. Honestly, I love my complexion routine right now, and I don't want to change it. But these blushes are beautiful. This is actually something I got for my birthday. This is the blush in the shade I See Sky. So again, it's one of those wine tone shades. So can you see that I have a theme? I'm on the fence about this one. This one is from MAC Cosmetics. It is the Glow Play blushes. I absolutely love these. I'm pretty sure I featured this in a fall favorites quite some time ago. But this is in the shade Rosie Does It. And again, it goes with the theme here. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and add it to my vanity. As you can tell, I do not have a ridiculous amount of bronzers. I am very stuck in my ways right now of using the same bronzer, and that bronzer is from Charlotte Tilbury. It is the Beautiful Skin bronzer. I honestly can't think of a bronzer that's better than that. I have this one from Iconic London that I haven't used in a while, and I know I like this one, so I'm gonna go ahead and add this to my bucket of makeup. Oh yeah, I really like this one as well. This one's from Too Faced. I did enjoy that as well. I think I'm gonna go ahead and add this in there as well. This is the Natasha Denona Bronze Cheek Palette. So it's a face glow palette, and it has 2 different cream products and then 2 different powder products. So if I definitely want a more shimmery bronzer look, this would be great to have at my vanity. This drawer right here is all of my face palettes. I have quite a few. I know I want this blush palette at my vanity for the fall. This is from Blend Bunny Cosmetics. It is the Bare Cheeks face palette. This came out earlier this year with another face palette that was a little bit more summery when it came to the shades, but this one is perfect for the fall. So I'll be adding this to my pile. Oh, what is this? I have an Ofra midi palette. I'm now like surprised by the Ofra palettes that I have in my collection because I was blown away with the palette that I used in my first impressions. Okay, I'm gonna put this in at my vanity for bronzer. That's so perfect. I had no idea I had that. All right, another face palette that I really wanna add to my vanity is the Patrick Ta Major Headlines Blush Palette. This is the first one. I do have both. I have the one from last year and then this one is from the year before. This shade right here is why I want it at my vanity. So adding that to the pile. Now I'm just gonna peek at this one. I need a little bit of a refresher on what this one looks like. Yeah, this is something that I see myself using in the winter though. Whew, this is my highlighter drawer. I have a lot. I went through this stage where I was like really obsessed with highlighters, and I was like, it was like Pokemon. I had to have them all. And what's sad now is I don't use highlighter with all of my looks. I used to use highlighter all the time with every look I did, and I'm not like that anymore. But it doesn't mean that I still don't appreciate them. What's this one from? Ooh. Okay. Sometimes I forget what I buy. So this is a highlighter from Ofra Cosmetics in the shade Pumpkin Pie. I actually remember buying this last year because I was like, that would be so cute for a fall look. So I'm going to add this to my pile for the vanity, but it's like a nice, it looks like a pumpkin highlighter. Oh my goodness. That is adorable. I am going to add that to my pile. Gosh, I forgot how gorgeous some of these are. And I have products from brands I really don't purchase from anymore. This is one of them, but I've already paid for it. So I can appreciate a good product and still not buy from that brand. And that is kind of what like this is. So I have this Jeffree Star Cosmetics Supreme Frost Highlighter in the shade Crystal Kumquat. God, why is everything so dirty with him? It's kind of annoying. Man, I am out of space. Oh yeah, that is really pretty. Even not as a highlighter, but for like an eye topper. I'm gonna add that to my vanity bucket. Oh God, that's gorgeous too. What is that? Diamond Wet. God, the texture of these are quite nice though. It looks like tiny little diamonds. I'm gonna add this to my vanity bucket as well. Can you have a highlighter collection without having champagne pop? Like, you know, it's so funny because like this is like such a big deal. It's such a big deal. But it's not even like that great. Like, it's a nice shade. It is a nice universal shade. But you know what I prefer over the champagne pop? This highlighter. This is the Anastasia Amorisi palette. This is the Amorisi highlighter. That highlighter is everything. I'm gonna go ahead and add that to my, oh God, I hope I didn't break it. I'm gonna go ahead and add that to my vanity. This drawer is even more highlighter. So I've got some liquid, some loose. These are like body powders, some more loose ones. I think these are jelly. These are like the Kylie ones. Back before Kylie sold her brand to Coty. These were like absolutely gorgeous highlighters. So that one is in the shade Tahiti. It's a little pink right now, but swatching it makes me want to put one at my vanity. So I also have the shade Fiji, which is a golden shade. God, these are so messy. And then the shade Santorini. Oh yeah, so that Santorini shade is like a really pretty gold. Oh my gosh, I'm running out of space. That one is going to go to my vanity. Oh, I'm trying not to be, I have no makeup on. I do not want anybody to see me right now. This is my Halloween drawer, which we'll visit in October. And then over here is my Christmas drawer, which we'll visit in November and December. So that is all the makeup I'm going to add to my vanity. And I'm also going to see what I have over there. This is all the makeup I'm going to be adding to my vanity. And let's go organize it. Now, I went ahead and I edited the footage that you just saw. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and split this rotation into 2 separate videos. And that's because I'm also going to go through my high-end makeup to add to my makeup for my vanity. And then also organizing it and going through that might take the same amount of time or longer than this video already. And it's also the next day now. So I want to get it up today. I did promise you guys in yesterday's video that this video would be coming out today. And I want to kind of keep my promises. So part 2 will be up rather tomorrow, same time, or it's going to be up Monday morning at 10 a.m. So that way, you know, it's not going to be too long, but I also don't know how the rest of my weekend is going to go. So if you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe. But until next time, bye y'all.